Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Rick Helps Real Estate Podcast. You need to stick around for this one because I'm going to share some numbers. The market is changing. I'm going to tell you what you need to look out for and how it's going to change the Phoenix real estate market. So share this with your friends and family that are thinking about buying or selling in this market because there's some interesting stuff going on and it's going to make a change in how homes are bought and sold. Not right away. So I'm going to talk a little bit about timing and what to look for. But that's why you're here, right? To look for the numbers, look at the numbers. But I got to read you this thing my son sent me yesterday. There was evidently this big house in the Colorado real estate market that was trashed by renters. And so they put it up for sale and it got multiple bids. But the write-up is phenomenal. I mean, I just cracked up and I got to read this to you. We got to start the day with this. It says, Investor Special. This formerly majestic 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage home was once the seller's pride and joy. Now it's every landlord's nightmare and needs someone with firm resolve to appreciate its potential. If you dream of owning your own little slice of hell and turning it into a piece of heaven, then look no further. This house is not for the faint of heart, but for that single person who can see through the rough diamond to the polished gem inside. As you enter, there are soaring ceilings with an open floor plan. I lost my place here. Open floor plan with a second floor overlook. You'll also notice there's not one surface of the home that's not been enhanced with black spray paint or swinging hammer. Damage done by the angry departing tenant who didn't want to pay rent. But don't let that slow you down. It's not nearly as daunting as the freezer in the basement that's full of meat and hasn't had electricity in it for over a year. So be sure and wear your mask, not for anyone else's protection, but your own. You may not be able to endure the smell if you don't. The floor plan is wonderful and open. The main floor has a living room, dining room, kitchen, and dining area. The family room with a fireplace, laundry, and main floor, bedroom and bath. There's a walk out to a back deck. But don't go out there, as the deck is not necessarily attached to the house in a manner you might hope. The upstairs has a catwalk, large master with soaking tub and dual sinks, plus 2 additional bedrooms and bath, all covered in black spray paint, vulgarities, and other substances that are no longer identifiable. That, by far, is the best description I've ever seen on a home in my life. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. So what the heck is going on? What do we have today? This morning we have 5,855 homes on the market. 7-day moving average showed 4,129 homes come on and 3,745 go under contract. And that's a deficit of 384. And on the little chart, it looks like this. Here's what we have, I call the blue wave. So we've still got some progress going there. And that's a good thing. And it's going to have some consequences. So we're going to talk about that today. Here's what I see going on nationally. And we're starting to see a little bit of it here. Inventory is increasing. Sales is ebbing. We went up by 1,000 listings this week. We actually hit 6,100 homes on the market on Saturday. Now, if you've been following this channel, you know we've been like 4,900, 4,500 every weekend. And we're putting 4,000 homes on, 4,000 homes are selling. But the listings are coming on quicker. And you kind of end up doing a little bit of a deep dive and trying to find some analysis and take a look. And I'm looking on pending listings and I'm seeing a dip right here. But then again, we saw a dip in 2019. So is it a seasonal dip? Now, 2020, it went up, but then it dipped again. So this doesn't really tell us anything. Pending listings might simply be down just because there aren't enough homes on the market. And we've still got this rampant appreciation. If you look here at the Scottsdale homes, they are up 48% versus last year. So the party's not over. And so here's what to watch for. First of all, like a broken record, listings, number of listings that are available, how much they're being gobbled up. Right now, we're appreciating at 3% a month. If this trend continues, that will start to slow. The other thing that you're going to notice is that all the media and all the news, as things slow down, they're going to lag. They're going to be behind. So if you're thinking of buying, you're not going to see lower prices in a few months. So that is not going to happen. Interest rates look like they're going to start edging up ever so slightly, but not major. But as we get to inventory starts approaching about 9,000 units, 10,000 units instead of 59, 58 where we are today, you're going to see some subtle changes before it shows up in the news media. One of those changes is just simply the number of showings. This weekend was really slow. Was it Father's Day? I don't think so. I think Sunday was probably Father's Day, but I don't think Saturday was affected by Father's Day, but it was really slow. I think buyers are feeling a little beat up and priced out. Maybe some sellers are asking too much for their homes, but that remains to be seen. There are still multiple offers that come in. But the first thing you're going to notice is the multiple offers are going to start dropping. So instead of getting 10 multiple offers, maybe you're only going to get 4. That's an indicator that we need to look at. The other thing is, too, when you go and you want to look at a home, ask your agent, how many other appointments are there for that home for that day? So if you're going out to look at a home on Saturday, before you get there, how many people are looking at it? We can go in on showing time and see how many appointments there are. A few weeks ago, it was almost impossible to find a slot. You had to hurry up and book your appointment because the whole day was filled out. This Saturday, I had a listing. We only had 3 showings. Now we got 2 offers, but it was considerably slow. So watch those numbers and see what's going on. As the market starts to cool and as inventory comes up, the first thing you're going to see happen is people are going to be dropping that appraisal contingency. And they're not going to be waiving inspections anymore. So you're going to need to price your home at what you think it's going to appraise at. That's a different dynamic. Right now, nobody gives a rip because they're offering appraisal contingencies. They're coming in and buying cash. But as more inventory comes up and there's more competition, that's going to go away. That doesn't mean we're going to have price dips. Remember, I'm not predicting a crash. I'm just saying that we will have some very fundamental differences in how we go to market right now. And so that's going to be a big factor. So if you're looking to sell your home and you want to get top dollar right now, and you want to have the appraisals waived, and you want to have the inspection period shortened, now and probably through the end of August is the best time to do that because we already have low inventory. It's not going to spike up that quick. I doubt that we're going to go up another 1,000 units this week, but I've been surprised before. I don't think that's going to happen. But if you want to have multiple offers, no appraisals, and people waiving inspections, today's the day. Now, if you're a buyer and you wait a little bit longer, you may be able to write offers on homes without multiple competitors also trying to pick up that home, because that's a painful process. Nobody likes the bidding wars. That may start to go away if we go up to about 8,000, 9,000 active listings. It'll start to subside. It won't go completely away. Yeah, you'll be paying more for your house because we're going to be going up about 3% a month now for the next 3 months. Then we might only start going up about 1%. Once inventory gets up to what we consider normal levels of 18 to 20,000, then you're going to see prices level off. We're going to have to get up to a year's supply like we did in 2006 before we see prices come down. I don't see that happening, but it's hard to tell going several years out. So I really don't know what to say there. But as you look at the market now, be aware that if these inventory starts climbing 500, 1,000 a week, that the whole dynamic of buying and selling is going to change. And you are going to notice it because you look at the numbers way before your friends, family, and neighbors notice it. That's why you need to be on top of the numbers. Because right now, Channel 3, Channel 10, Channel 12, they're all putting on there that housing is exploding. It's going like crazy. Well, it's been that way. So they're finally reporting it in the news. They're not going to report a cool down in the market until we're 6 months into it. But you got ahead of it because you know the numbers. So 6 months from now, they're going to go, housing dipped. And we're going to go, yeah, I know. But this is happening everywhere right now. It's starting to slow down. Not enough to affect pricing. So I think what I want everybody to concentrate on is the difference between the number of homes that come on the market and the ones that went under contract. The one I call the blue wave, that's growing. We'll dive into the Cromford report quite a bit too and take a look at the number. We have a question of the day here that says, what's your opinion on holding on and renting a property versus selling it in this potentially rising interest rate, rising home inventory market? Well, we just talked about the rising home inventory. It's subtle. It is showing up. We're not sure where it's going to be next year. Will that affect what you can get for rent? Probably not, because there's still a rental shortage. The rental moratorium is supposed to end at the end of the month, but I don't see that dumping a whole bunch of more rentals on the market and affecting that. It really rolls down to your tolerance. Do you want to be a landlord? You want to have it professionally managed? What's your cash flow going to be? If you can get $2,600 a month for that rental and you only have a $1,300 a month payment, that's something to consider. Because when you're going to qualify for a new home loan, they take that into consideration, take it as income. So it really boils down to whether or not you want to be a landlord. Speaking economically, if you're renting it out for a few years, will the value be up? I don't know. But if you've got all that good cash flow, you may not be that concerned about it. If you don't need all the equity in the home, then go ahead and make it a rental. So there's a lot of different financial structures that you can do to turn that into a rental and get some of your equity out of the home and have positive cash flow. So renting is hard. If you have never managed a rental yourself, I have. It is difficult. You can put in the sweetest people in the world and they can turn into renters' nightmares. They tear the place up. I rented one to this really nice guy, and I got in there. I had holes in the wall, a dent in the refrigerator, almost like what I just read you in that listing description. It's like, really? Why'd you do this to me? So you just never know. Renting's hard. So that's my short answer. This week, the number to watch is, are we going to see another increase in listings like we did last week, which was really a huge jump? Whenever I get on Friday and I look, that number's always lower on Saturday morning. And it went up by 300 homes this week, which is interesting because most people list on Thursday and Friday. They don't put a new listing on Saturday. But this weekend they did. So I want to look at these numbers every week and say, what am I saying? What's changing? So that you can know ahead of time. Because as the market starts to change, how you go out and purchase and how you position your house to sell is going to be different. Now, there's going to be people when this starts to turn that they're going to have their homes overpriced, expecting multiple offers because that's what they've heard from friends and neighbors. They're selling like crazy. They got 5 offers, and they're going to be sitting there 30 days on market and go, what's going on? What's wrong here? Well, you missed the boat. You didn't take a look at the inventory and see that there's 3 times more homes on the market today than when your friends and neighbors were telling you they were all selling like hotcakes. So you can get yourself kind of in a little bit of a bind. You're going to have to pull your expectations back. So watch that carefully. Timing wise, based on the velocity that we're seeing just over the past 2.5 weeks, we could see a significant increase in listings at the end of August into September. That'd be great news for buyers. It's not dire news for sellers. You'll still sell your home. You're just not going to have 10 offers to look at. It might be easier. You might have to wait almost a half a week. Oh my God. So that's where I see the market going by September. As we get into Christmas, get into December, it's going to take a little longer to sell your house, but it's still not going to be dire. But I think people are going to have way more homes that they can pick from. Where interest rates are going to be is anybody's guess. I don't see them at 4%. If we get at 4%, the whole market changes immediately and dramatically. So I don't see that happening. The Fed is certainly not talking about cramping like that. The other number that we need to watch is right now, the central banks are buying mortgage-backed securities at $40 billion a month. If they roll that back at all, the market is going to change and interest rates are going to start coming up. So we need to watch that. How do you watch that? Well, you can go to the Federal Reserve. You can go to, just watch it here. I'll show you. And you'll see in the news that if they start rolling back mortgage-backed securities, the markets are going to change dramatically. And that will make interest rates go from where they're at right now, which is about 3%, 3.1, probably up to 3.5, 3.7, and that'll start changing. If they pull back too fast, then all bets are off. They did that in 2018. The markets got ticked off. I have a comment here. It says, your analysis is spot on. Phoenix market may lag in downturn. Jobs and people are flooding here. Yeah, there's still a lot of people moving here. And so that doesn't mean that we shouldn't watch the numbers. As long as we got a lot of people moving here, then our real estate market will stay strong. But if we continue to see that gap between homes coming on the market, homes going under contract, at the same time that people are still moving here, then something's going on. So as long as we're aware of it and we follow it, you can make the right decisions, whether buying or selling. But I want to let everybody know we're seeing subtle changes. Stay on top of it. Don't forget to smash that like button. Have a great day. I may not be on tomorrow. I'm going up to Prescott tonight. Going to spend the night up there. And it's only going to be 106 today, so that's a cooling trend, right? Everybody have a great Monday. Take care.